Please be seated. Good afternoon. As Dean of the University of Alabama School of Law, it's my pleasure to welcome you, the graduating class of 2024, your families and friends, my colleagues on our faculty and staff, and our distinguished guests. We're especially honored to have with us today, in addition to our commencement speaker, Judge Scott Kugler, University of Alabama Vice President and Associate Provost, Dr. Christine Taylor. I want to thank you for joining us and thank our other many distinguished guests for being here as well, as we celebrate the hard work and achievement of these outstanding graduates. This is a solemn occasion. Some of you may bristle when I say that, and understandably so. When we hear solemn today, we think of formality and seriousness, the sort of thing that makes some of us feel stiff and uncomfortable. But solemn is actually a very old word. And originally, an occasion that was a solemn occasion was one that was grand and even sumptuous. A solemn event, in that sense, is one where we pull out all the stops because something really special is happening. Something that doesn't happen every day that's good and worth celebrating. So that's why we're in this enormous room, and that's why you got to your seats by having a parade right down the middle of the basketball court. And that's why you and I are wearing unusual costumes. And even your Uncle Fred, who never gets dressed up for anything, managed to dress up at least a little bit for today's occasion. So exactly what are we celebrating? For you, the class of 2024, we celebrate thousands of hours of study and achievement and service. We celebrate friendships made. We celebrate the completion of a significant challenge and the beginning of new opportunities. For your family and friends, we celebrate the fruits of their years of love and nurture that have supported you during this significant period of your life. Our law school celebrates, as far as we know, our first minority mother-daughter pair of graduates, Lane Lightfoot, class of 2024. There she is, and LaRonica Lightfoot up there somewhere, class of 1994. The faculty and the student marshals who will remain behind after you guys leave celebrate your contributions to our community, even as we will miss your presence. And we celebrate the bright future each of you has in front of you. Today we will award 161 degrees. Among those graduates, 8 will receive the LLM, or Master of Laws degree, in taxation or business transactions. And 153 will receive the Juris Doctor degree. Of our 153 graduates, 6 will also receive a dual LLM degree, and 1 will receive a dual Master's in Business Administration degree. We'll also celebrate the graduates in this group who receive various honors: the Dean Emily Harrison Award, the Order of the Samaritan Award, certificates in public interest or in governmental affairs. These honors and certificates recognize areas where students have gone above and beyond and in their academic achievements or in public interest while they were in law school. A full list of these recipients is available in your program. Congratulations to each of you. I now invite to the podium Mr. Davis Dykes, a member of the class of 2024, who will sing our national anthem. As Davis makes his way to the podium, I invite you to stand as you are able.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Thank you, Davis. It's customary for the outgoing president of the Student Bar Association to share a reflection or an invocation on behalf of the class. Eric Clifton has served as our SBA president this year. Eric, I'm so grateful for your service and leadership. It's been a real pleasure to work with you. I invite you to the podium at this time.
All right. Isn't everyone glad to not have to stand in front of this many people and speak? Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Eric Clifton, and I've had the honor of serving as the Student Bar Association president for the 2023 to 2024 year. And I think what will best encapsulate a reflection of this class best is a reflection of gratitude. First, I think we need to thank the faculty and staff of the law school. You know, we're in a very unique position. We're not in a major metropolitan area. We're somewhat of a legal island unto itself. But on that island are some of the most warm, welcoming, and encouraging faces in the legal community. So I believe I speak for my class when I say, thank you. We could not have done it without you. Next, I think we should all look around and be thankful for the people in this room and the people watching on the live stream. I cannot imagine going through law school without the support of my friends, my family, and everyone in my life. I believe I speak for everyone here when I say thank you for putting up with ridiculous phone calls, complaints about civil procedure, and late nights and ridiculous arguments. And for those law school spouses out there, you probably deserve some type of Medal of Honor for what you have been through. Most importantly, though, students, the person that deserves the most thanks is you. The person in the mirror is the only person that knows what it took to walk across this stage today. You are the one that put in hours upon hours in the library. You are the one who walked out only to realize your car is the last one in the parking lot. And you are the one that got you here today. As your fellow peer, I can say that each and every one of you is teeming with greatness. Please do not take that compliment lightly. After today, you will have a Juris Doctorate, and you will be expected to carry on the torch of the legal community. Since the dawn of civilization, those in your shoes have shouldered some of society's most important burdens. So please, go out and make the world a better place. I cannot wait to see what you do. Can we get a round of applause for this amazing class? I promise the next speech will be much better.
Thank you, Eric. We're grateful again for your leadership and those good words. You are leaving the SBA, in a better place than you found it. And that's a real measure of success for any sort of leader. So thank you again. It's now my pleasure to introduce to you this year's valedictorian, Swapanthi Mandalika Reeves. Swapanthi came to Alabama from San Jose, California, after serving as Director of Constituent Services for U.S. Congressman Ro Khanna from the 17th District of California. During her time at Alabama Law, Swapanthi has won an astonishing 13 Best Paper Awards. Late last year, she was also awarded the Women's White Collar Defense Association's Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg Outstanding Law Student Award. This is a national honor given annually to one woman in the final year of her legal education who best exemplifies Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg's commitment to excellence, perseverance, resilience, extraordinary work ethic, and tireless efforts to ensure justice for all. As a 2L, Swapanthi joined the law school's Academic Success Fellows program, a pilot program that was intended to help first-year law students navigate the challenges of their 1L year. Since becoming a fellow, Swapanthi has contributed more than 230 hours mentoring and supporting other law students at Alabama. On graduation, she will be clerking in the Northern District of Alabama for the Honorable Judge Anna Manasco, and in the following year for the United States Court of Appeals for the 10th Circuit for the Honorable Scott Matheson, Jr. After completing both clerkships, she's been extended an offer to work at the Latham & Watkins firm in Washington, D.C. I'll also mention that she and her husband Sam very recently welcomed a new baby boy, Mohan, into their family. Speaking of perseverance, Swapanthi, congratulations. We are grateful to have had you as a student here at Alabama Law. At this time, I invite you to come to the podium to share your remarks.
There's no other way I could begin this address than to offer my most sincere gratitude for those kind words of introduction, to the friends and family who populate this stadium, to our uniformly sterling legal faculty, to my superlative fellow classmates. Every word of this speech is an attempt to express my unfettered appreciation of you all. It would be simply impossible to fully convey the depth of my gratitude, but like for anything impossible, still we must try. In writing this speech, I looked back on letters and essays I had written, hoping to find a quick line or two I could repurpose as a small synopsis of who I am. Something honest, ideally. It was in this frustrating project that I eventually exhumed my application to the University of Alabama. And in that application, I did indeed rediscover something both mildly embarrassing and refreshingly candid. That something being my personal statement. And it seems only fitting that my parting remarks to this university borrow from the words I used as introduction. So if you'll indulge me for just a minute, I'd like to share with you the first few lines of that somewhat unconventional personal statement. It goes as such. I don't think I could have written this 5 years ago. Probably not this, and certainly not an application to law school. Doing either would have required a sense of self-worth that I simply could not have countenanced. Academically, I was floundering. Professionally, I was uninitiated. Personally, I was lost. I don't think I could have written this 5 years ago, simply because I could not bear the thought of writing anything about myself. And somehow, even after reading those words, the University of Alabama took me. There's no greater testament to the character of this university than its willingness to take a chance on students like that. I'll spare you the rest of my personal statement, but I assure you it moves on to a near hagiography of the ensuing 5 years and the many happy successes I had in those times. But no matter how many times I read it, I can't escape lingering on those opening words. I don't think I could have written this 5 years ago, because I wrote those words in 2019, which is to say, exactly 5 years ago. And what I've done in those 5 years is marry, finish my legal education, and as of last week, give birth to my son, Mohan. Thank you. Thank you. Whether it takes 10 years, 5 years, or as little as 1 week, to deny the rapidity of change is to deny the obvious truth of human potential. This is the end of a very, very long journey for every person here today. It's a journey that began long before the first day of class and long before our LSATs. It's hard to say exactly where it began, but I'd wager our paths to the stage were really born the first time we told someone we loved that I want to go to law school. And they said, okay, I know you can do it. And if that person is here today, thank you for believing we could. Now, I would be incapable of letting this day go without once more offering my effusive approbation for our amazing faculty. Law remains one of the most versatile fields of study, opening doors in worlds legal and financial and governmental. And yet, you all decided your unbounded talent was best leveraged in the tutelage of others. I've learned equally from both the content of what you taught in class and the character you modeled outside of it. The only challenge for me is how best to imbibe your many, many lessons. To my fellow classmates, regrettably for me, this is likely the last time we'll all be together in the same place. But luckily for our community, for our profession as a whole, for the world at large, this remarkable class will use the skills it garnered in wildly diverse and consequential ways. To the class of 2024, thank you for the time you gifted me amongst your company. You took a former high school dropout from California and you welcomed her like a sister. I am a better person because you shared your life with me. And finally, as my eternal and most important word of thanks, to you, Mohan, if you ever look back on this one day, whoever you've become and whoever you want to be, all I can say to you is, okay, I know you can do it. Thank you.
Thank you, Swapanti, and congratulations on all you have already achieved. Your law school is proud of you. We now turn to an item that is not on your program. Today we honor one of our number who has rendered truly extraordinary service to our law school, our students, and our community. Julie Hill thinks that she's sitting on the end of that row over there because I might need her to help in the event of an emergency. But actually, she's sitting there to facilitate her presence right here to the right of the podium. Julie? Julie Anderson Hill joined the University of Alabama Law School faculty in 2013. She became the Alton C. and Cecile Cunningham Craig Professor of Law in 2017 and Vice Dean not quite a year ago. Next month, Julie will leave us to become Dean of the University of Wyoming College of Law. Go Pokes. We will miss Julie, Mike, and Andy greatly. Julie's been a great teacher, an outstanding scholar, and a respected colleague at our law school since she arrived just over 10 years ago. I appointed her Vice Dean when I took office last year, and I think it's safe to say that no one has done more to make our law school better in as short a period of time than Julie has done over the past year. Our faculty and staff know this. Our students know this, our friends across the campus know this, and I know this better than anyone else. We've had a good year this year, and most of it would not have happened without Julie's dedication and hard work. I will say Julie is one of the smartest, most hardworking, and generous people I have ever known. Julie, we have a gift for you, but we will present it at the reception because the box is, as they say, a bit cumbersome. On behalf of all of us, though, thank you. Will you please join me in recognizing you? Thank you. I don't have any more surprises. It's now my pleasure and distinct honor to introduce our keynote speaker, the Honorable L. Scott Kugler. Thank you, Judge, for being with us today. Judge Kugler was born on Nantucket Island in Massachusetts, but he's been in Alabama for a long time. He currently serves as judge of the United States District Court for the Northern District of Alabama. He earned his bachelor's and law degrees here in 1981 and 1984, respectively. Before becoming a judge, he served as a police officer, a city prosecutor, a JAG officer with the Alabama Army National Guard, and for 14 years, he engaged in private practice, serving individual and corporate clients in West Alabama. In 1999, Judge Kugler was elected circuit judge for Alabama's 6th Judicial Circuit, a position he held until 2003, which included serving as chief judge of the circuit for 2 of those years. In 2003, President George W. Bush appointed Judge Kugler to a seat on the federal bench for the Northern District of Alabama, and he was confirmed by the United States Senate later that year. From 2020 to 2023, Judge Kugler served as Chief Judge for the Northern District. Judge Kugler has also served in an impressive number of important positions related to the federal judiciary. Most notably, he's a member of the Executive Committee of the Judicial Conference of the United States, which is the policy-making body of the federal court system, tasked with making administrative and policy decisions for the entire judicial branch. Over the years, Judge Kugler has regularly served as an adjunct professor at the law school. He has taught trial advocacy, complex litigation, and from 2011 to 2023, federal jurisdiction, which I think he would say is notoriously one of the most difficult courses offered at our law school. In addition to teaching, Judge Kugler has provided countless opportunities for law students to serve as interns in his chambers, an experience that has served as a springboard for professional careers, not to mention an occasion for the conferral of an enormous number of nicknames. In 2018, Alabama law students named Judge Kugler the recipient of the Dean Thomas W. Christopher Award in recognition of his distinguished service. And just last year, he was inducted by the Alabama Law School Foundation into the Alabama Lawyer Hall of Honor. David Brooks has famously made the distinction between resume virtues and eulogy virtues. As you've just heard, Judge Kugler has a resume full of great achievements of the sort you would expect from a law school commencement speaker. As great a resume, though, as Judge Kugler possesses, he's richer still in the other sort of virtues. For a long, long time, he has done the hard work of caring for and about our law students and their success. Judge, we are delighted to have you with us today, and we look forward to what you have to say. Please join me in welcoming Judge Kugler.
Dean Brubaker, faculty members, honored guests, family members, friends, and most importantly, graduates. Thank you so much for allowing me to participate in this joyous day and allowing me to share it with you. When Dean Brubaker asked me to deliver this address, frankly, I wanted to look around to see who in the world he was talking to. You know, don't misunderstand me. This is one of the greatest honors that I've ever had in my life to stand here before you and deliver this address. But it's humbling. It's absolutely humbling, especially when you follow, and I give nicknames, and you're going to find out about that in just a minute. Mumblecore, who was one of my interns, when she got up here and spoke, man, can you imagine just the sheer fortitude, dedication, and spirit that goes with that? I think we all need to give her another celebration. Now, I taught many of you federal jurisdiction, and many of you participated in my internship program, what I understand some of you like to call Camp Kugler. And yes, I gave all of you that were in my internship program nicknames. Now, the family members are looking around the room like, what in the world a federal judge is doing giving nicknames? Well, in addition to the activities that go along with the internship program, I sit down with each student and I spend time with them, and they're all here and they know what I'm talking about, and I try to get to know them, and then I give them a nickname, something about them that helps me remember them, but also is a common thing that they have with the other students in the internship program. And I promise you, years and years from now, you will be somewhere, you will discover someone that went through that program, and you will exchange those nicknames. I've actually seen it happen. I've heard about it from one end of the country to the other. It's really, I didn't mean that to happen, but that is great. So keep up with your nickname, don't forget it. I thought about how I could tie your nicknames into this address, and I decided to embed them in the first part of the address. But I need your help. I need you to do me a favor. And Woo is sitting right there, and I'm watching her. I told her she is the first nickname that I'm going to talk. When I use your nickname, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to stand up. Just for a brief moment. Just stand up and then sit down, okay? So if you would do that, because there are 59 of you that have nicknames. 59. And it took some effort to put you all into this first part of the address. So let's get on with it. Woo. There you go. Let's get ready to rumble. Where's Rumble? I saw her. There she is. It's such an honor being here with you, sharing this day with you. Congratulations on going the distance. As I was sitting around drinking my afternoon tea, where's afternoon tea? There he is. God, I never knew he had such a voice. That is incredible. Under the shade, where's Shade? I saw him. He's somewhere. He's asleep. Somebody wake Shade up when you get a chance, would you? Shade of the oak trees by Cracker Barrel. There he is. Thinking of what I should say to you, I wondered if I should use stardust, there she is, to make a wish for you. Make a wish is somewhere. There he is. He stood up quickly. I thought more about it as I drove past the Worm Shack. There you go. And Three Dog Night came on the radio. So I put the pedal to the metal so I could get home and sit by the heater and write these words. Great things are in your future. Believe me, I'm no spin doctor. You should dare to dream. Whether that leads you to the West Coast, homeward bound, along a rainbow road, like Magellan, you must all set your sail for your journey. Show true grit, like the defenseman. See, I know where most of you are, so you're not going to get away with it. Get your saber or your Glock and fight for your future like a black belt or Napoleon. Don't be afraid to go noodling. Where's noodling? There he is. In the mosh pit. That was a hard one to fit in because sometimes you got to play hurt. Where's got to play hurt? There he is. Even if you really feel like shark bait. Be honest like Abe. That will be your lifeline. But never forget that we work to live, not live to work. Take time for yourself. Play putt-putt. Have a taco night. Visit a food truck. Play the fiddle. Or do some flat picking on a screaming guitar. Or maybe sing domino. And dance, dance, dance. Especially the Colo. Where's Colo? There she is. Watch your favorite movie like Shawshank Redemption. Because of Winn-Dixie. Mrs. Doubtfire. Monty Python. Gunsmoke. Or maybe something in mumblecore. And she's going to wave her hands. Put your kids first. Even if it means you can't drive a Benz. Stay counting your blessings. Don't be afraid to be adventurous. Go vertical. Go to Honduras like Catracha. Get a mohawk. Invest in crypto. I don't know you want to do that much. Dress up like Chewy. Unlock your creative side. You never know if you'll be the next Picasso or O'Keeffe. Play hard like Pele. Soar like the space shuttle. Even if you feel like the flying fish. Your life passes quicker than you think, so stay eager and keep your spark. Be the hot sauce of the world. There you go. That's the end of the exercise portion of the program. Bless your hearts. You know, y'all didn't think you would have to go through with this, so I'm sorry. All right. I had the great pleasure of teaching many of you federal jurisdiction, and at some point or another, I saw each and every one of you at the law school, in the hallways, or in my courtroom when you were watching court. Whether I had a chance to give you a nickname, teach you federal jurisdiction, or simply see you at the law school or in my court, you should know that I have grown so very, very fond of each and every one of you. So the pressure is on. What do you say to kids that you care so deeply about? Last year I was up on this stage. I was given the great honor of hooding my daughter, Allie. So, family members, I was in your shoes last year. For that matter, Friday night, my oldest daughter, Carlson, received her PhD right here on this stage, and I sat with my family right up there. So, I promise you, I know what it's like. And I wondered, what would I have said to those, my daughters, if I had the chance to address them at their graduation? So I offer these words. As you know, I graduated from this law school in 1984. I know what you are feeling: fear, excitement, and if I don't finish quick enough, absolute boredom. Some of you have your future all planned out. A job with this firm, a clerkship, whatever. And some of you don't know yet what you're going to do. Maybe you're going to hang a shingle and see where that leads you. Whether you have your future all planned out or not, you are likely excited and at the same time a bit scared. After all, you are about to be turned loose on this great big world. Maybe some of this will help you. To those who have positions lined up with firms or courts, you will do well. Just remember the partners, the senior lawyers that you will soon work with, and yes, even the judges, all started out just like you. So don't worry about it. You got this. To those of you who are hanging your own shingle, don't be afraid. Dive on in. The water is great. As a matter of fact, that's exactly what I did. I didn't interview with anyone for a job until I interviewed with the White House for the judgeship that I'm in now. When I graduated, something inside me told me just to hang a shingle. You could say I had a gut feeling, maybe a whisper, to follow my heart and start helping people who needed a lawyer. And I guess that turned out okay. The point is not that you need to drop everything and go at it alone. The point is that some of you are scared because you are following a path that's different from others. Don't be afraid. Follow your heart. It will work out. That's not the only time that I have followed a whisper or done something that others might say was a bit ill-advised. I won't bore you with many, but I do want to share just a couple of them to make a point. Years ago, while I was eating at a restaurant, I saw a lady look at me from another table. She looked like she was trying to decide if she was going to say something to me. I guess whispers of her own. Soon, she walked up to my table, looked at me, ignoring all the others that were there at the table, and said the words that no lawyer wants to hear. You don't remember me, do you? See, that's usually followed with something good or something just really bad, and you don't know which one it's going to be. But she continued. She reminded me that I had represented her husband against her in a custody battle. She explained that she was now remarried and happy, but that her husband had leukemia and that they were having a drive at DCH Hospital to get people to register to possibly become a bone marrow donor. She handed me a flyer and asked me to show up and register. I took that paper, but who in their right mind would actually go get stuck with a needle on the off chance they might someday match somebody and become a bone marrow donor? Well, that thought, that feeling, that whisper, it kept nagging at me. And so I went to the drive, I stood in line, was stuck with a needle, and because of that, 7 years later, I had the great honor of helping to save someone's life by being a bone marrow donor. that's thunder. Y'all hear that? Wow. If I'd ignored that whisper, I would have missed that. Another time when I'd been fishing all day in Hale County while driving home down a desolate 2-lane road by the state cattle ranch, and if any of you have been down there, you know you could lay down in the middle of that road and not get run over for a month. I saw something weird when I was going 55 miles an hour, maybe a little bit more. I was driving down the road and I just saw something out of the corner of my eye out in the field. I thought I saw a lady. Hang on. I thought I saw a lady that was sitting up in the field, hand up like this in the air. But that was not possible. I drove on. I put my lawyer skills to work. I evaluated the situation. The grass was 2 or 3 feet high. Whatever I thought I saw was more than 30 yards on the other side of that barbed wire fence. It couldn't have been, so I just kept driving. But then, my heart kept poking me, and I slowed down and I put the truck in reverse. My friend who was fishing with me and riding in the truck with me thought I had lost my ever-loving mind when I told him that I thought I saw something out in that field, somebody that needed help. We backed up a long way and then got out of the truck, crossed over that fence. No doubt I was being one of the biggest fools that there's ever been. But then I heard the sound of a motor running. Then we found her. She had been thrown out of her vehicle in the wreck and was very badly hurt. She was laying flat on the ground. She no longer was able to sit up. And she was staring up at the sky, and all she could say was, "Help me, Jesus. Help me, Jesus." And she said that the entire time that I was there. That lady, who very well may have died that day, lived, in part because of following a feeling. Another thing you're going to face is decisions where sometimes you won't know what to do, where there isn't a clear answer. In my over 25 years being a judge, I've faced a lot of them, and maybe this will help. When you're in that spot, study it, study hard, pray about it, and then just do what's right. Just doing what's right is why we do our internship. For more than 10 years, we have averaged more than 60 students each year. We've had kids from literally all over the world, from Ireland, England, South Korea, China, and yes, from all over the United States. Why do we do this program? Why do we commit the time, the energy, each and every summer? Well, it's simple. We're paying back a debt. I have been given so much in my life. So many people have invested so much in me that I have no choice but to do what's right and pay it back. You see, I owe a debt. Just to name one thing I was given, when I was a senior in high school just outside Dallas, I was chosen to be an intern. I would drive into Dallas in a bright orange Volkswagen Beetle, by the way. If y'all want to laugh, this would be a good time, if you could picture that. I would drive into Dallas each morning and work the rest of the day for the district attorney there, Mr. Henry Wade. And yes, that is Henry Wade as in Roe versus Wade, Henry Wade. Over that year, I learned so much about being a lawyer and about being a person. All the time, all the effort invested in me compels me to do what's right. I owe a debt, and the right thing is for me to pay it back. Guess what? You now owe a debt to your parents, to your teachers, to the many others that helped you along the way. The way you pay it back, each time you are confronted with a decision. Which path to take, to help someone or not that you see broke down on the road or anywhere else, to work hard representing a client who desperately needs your help, but maybe isn't the kind of client that you would think you would be representing. Each time you're confronted with those kind of decisions, you repay your debt by doing what is right. 40 years ago, I sat right where you sit today, scared but excited. Now I often think back over my life watching the reruns. I don't think about how much money I made, how some decisions or cases made me, more famous, look good, look bad. I think about what I did, what I failed to do, and I ask myself, did I do what was right? When living the fast-paced, exciting life that you will no doubt have after graduation, take time to stop, to listen to your heart, to the whispers, and sometimes, not always, but sometimes, follow them. They will open up a world you will otherwise miss. Don't leave someone alone in a field just because you don't want to look foolish. And hear me on this. 40 years from now, you will look back on the reruns of your life and you will ask that same question. When I had the chance, did I do what was right? Start answering that question today. Thank you for being a part of my life these last 3 years and for the opportunity to speak with you today. May God be with each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge Kugler, for taking your own advice. I just really appreciate your work on behalf of our students, our community, our profession, and our law school. It is now the moment we have all been waiting for. Marshals, please lead the graduates to the stage for the presentation of degrees and awards.
Swapanthi S. Mandalika, who will also be receiving the Harrison Award and the Order of the Samaritan. Jason Strange, who will also be receiving the Harrison Award. Tamra Bowles, who will also be receiving the Harrison Award. Trent Gill, who will also be receiving the Harrison Award. Sean A. Collins, who will also be receiving the Harrison Award. Zachary Brian Stewart, who will also be receiving the Harrison Award. Spencer Claybrook Haynes, who will also be receiving the Harrison Award. Lauren Chambliss Boyd, who will also be receiving the Harrison Award. Annabelle Adeline Granholm, who will also be receiving the Harrison Award, the Order of the Samaritan, and the Public Interest Certificate. Eric Payne Clifton. Davis Ray Dykes. John Uglum. Dwayne Manuel. Hope Parker. Justin Parker. Kiera DeHennessy White. Ivy Lynn Shellhorn. Keandra Lynette Harrison. Deja Simone Hampton. Carmen Vincentia Page. Aaliyah Brown, who will also be receiving the Order of the Samaritan and the Public Interest Certificate. Bhattatar Singh, who will also be receiving the Order of the Samaritan, the Public Interest Certificate, and the Governmental Affairs Certificate. Julius Hammond, who will also be receiving the Order of the Samaritan. Margaret Ann Moyes Stewart, who will also be receiving the Order of the Samaritan and the Public Interest Certificate. Maya S. Stevenson, who will also be receiving the Order of the Samaritan and the Public Interest Certificate. Hunter Tucker, who will also be receiving the Order of the Samaritan. Ashley Elizabeth Terry, who will also be receiving the Order of the Samaritan and the Public Interest Certificate. Virginia M. Willis, who will also be receiving the Order of the Samaritan and the Public Interest Certificate. Ella Claire Epps, who will also be receiving the Order of the Samaritan and the Public Interest Certificate. Hope Hudgens, who will also be receiving the Order of the Samaritan and the Public Interest Certificate. William Chase Birch, who will also be receiving the Order of the Samaritan. Lawrence Carter Perry, who will also be receiving the Order of the Samaritan and the Public Interest Certificate. Kelsey Marie Pirine, who will also be receiving the Order of the Samaritan and the Public Interest Certificate. Alex Lauren Sandlin. Madeline Grace Gall. Lindsay McCall Rawson. Kaylee Marie Vance. Sydney Nordsey. Molly Mitchell Glisson. Elizabeth Baker. Ava List Ringhofer. Margaret Ellen Williams. Rachel Evans. Paige Sheridan. Jenny Lee DePaul, who will also be receiving the Public Interest Certificate. Addison Fuller Franklin. Trevor Porter. Alfred A.J. Bryan. Jesslyn J. Redcross, who will also be receiving the LLM with a concentration in business transactions. Sam McDonald. Victoria Jones Johnson. John Kalin. Nicholas Zillier. Elizabeth Wheeler. Elise Helton. Max Harold Bryant. Parker Jennings. James Mazingo. Daniel Perkins. Ward Smith. Justin Thomason. Lee Almond. Christopher Mines. Maxwell Turk. Lindsay Deal, who will also be receiving the Public Interest Certificate. DeMarcus A. Joyner. Hannah King, who will also be receiving the Public Interest Certificate and the Governmental Affairs Certificate. Erin Nicole Smith, who will also be receiving the Public Interest Certificate. Jacob Johnston. Benjamin Bolton. Ryder Winborn, who will also be receiving the LLM in taxation. Jack Leslie. Blaze Michael Naiman, who will also be receiving his MBA. Avery Lancaster. Chris Helms. Elizabeth McCabe, who will also be receiving the LLM in taxation. Mariah Ellis. Alexandra Springer. Skylar Ellis. John Michael Sockwell. Nicholas Perry. Laura Blankley. Lane Nicole Lightfoot. Kendall Grace Hudgens. Ann Caroline Hughes. Ann Sullivan. Madison Grace Rayleigh. Aaron Sullivan. Nathaniel Joseph White. Laura Pressman. Gilberto Gomez. Hyungi Shin. Layla Muhadchik. Cecilia R. Ballinger. Courtney Kurbis. Maxwell Stewart Willinger. Hunter Michael Drake. Connor Lawson White. Dalton Rawls. Lacey Conwell. Marley Tomlinson Martin. Ann Stanton Compton. Rachel Dees. Anna Stevens. Catherine Jabelis. Garrett Jackson. Carter Jack Post. Alexander Wilson. Caleb T. Anderson. Faith Adam. Molly Smith. Riley K. Hyatt. Victoria Peyton Wallace. Rex Allen Butler, Jr. Robert Clayton Chambers. Elizabeth Griffin. Tyndall Lauren Pate. McKenna Christ. Caroline Ruth Hall. Ellie Ann Bradley. Meredith Clont. Kaylee Hall. Aaron Jolly. Christopher William Paulson. Cameron Parsa. Lauren Raybold. Jarvis Pennington. Aaron Matthew Zielinski. Mitchell Winecoop. Jacob Seidler. Dalton Darnell. Christopher Jones. Christian Hain. Andrew Schomburg. Elliot Hammond. Sam Leffert. Ellie Schulman. Lucia Lautz. Nathan Poloski, who will also be receiving the Public Interest Certificate. Mackenzie Regina Maynard. Allison Murrah. Caleb Carroll, who will also be receiving the Public Interest Certificate. John Michael Curtis. Brock Lavely, who will also be receiving the LLM in taxation. Alec Weeks, who will also be receiving the LLM with a concentration in business transactions. Carolyn Grace Adams. Austin Mendez. Dylan J. Cox. Lydia Galloway. Mariah Till. Shannon Canzaneri. Eric Michael Shore will be receiving the LLM in taxation. Virginia Lee Perez Berry will be receiving the LLM in taxation. Andrew Joe Garza will be receiving the LLM with a concentration in business transactions.
Congratulations, everyone. It is now my honor to confer the Master of Laws degree and the Juris Doctor degree to our graduates. Will the candidates for the Master of Laws degree, including our JD graduates who have earned dual LLM degrees, please stand? By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Alabama, and as recommended and approved by the Alabama Law Faculty, I confer upon each of you the Master of Laws degree with all of its rights, responsibilities, privileges, and duties. You may move your tassels to the left. Please be seated. Will the candidates for the Juris Doctor degree please stand? Now we're talking. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Alabama, and as recommended and approved by the Alabama Law Faculty, I confer upon each one of you the Juris Doctor degree with all of its rights, responsibilities, privileges, and duties. You may move your tassels to the left. Please join me in celebrating these graduates with a standing ovation if you're able. You may be seated. Thank you all again for being with us today. I invite you to join us for a reception, which may or may not be in the Alec Newton courtyard next to the fountain, given the weather. But we will have a reception at the law school, and I bet we will all find it. So our commencement program now stands adjourned. Congratulations, class of 2024.